Turnpike to WrestleMania. We are live here. I'm back.
Back. He is back.
I had a week off.
I picked him up at the airport.
You guys did a phenomenal job.
We tried. We tried. We had large shoes to fill because Kent wears a size 14, ladies, and it was really tough to fill them.
It's a 13, but
no big deal. No one's measuring, right?
Modesty. So a lot happened this week.
A lot. We got a lot to cover.
We don't got a lot of time, so we're going to do our best to just whip through everything that happened on Raw and SmackDown and get through the preview for Raw. So let's kick it off right away with The Shield said goodbye. I don't believe it for a second.
Not at all. It was too weak of a goodbye. Too weak. Like, okay, Ambrose said nothing. Like, that's bullshit. He is not leaving.
No.
Let's get that out the way. You
No,
know?
it's a work.
It's all a work. I've never seen a work of somebody, but they've never made it so obvious. Had they stayed quiet, maybe I would have bought it. Maybe. But that's not the end of the show.
It's absolutely a work. No. So they had their goodbye. They had their quote-unquote final entrance and everything like that. And then it ended up leading into a match of, well, Paul Heyman came out, gave a promo. Shelton Benjamin came out, attacked Seth Rollins. It led into a match of Seth Rollins versus Shelton Benjamin. Shelton Benjamin, talk about someone we haven't seen in a very, very ridiculously long time.
Yeah.
I'd even forgotten he still worked there.
So did I. I did not know he was even a factor still.
Although I like the idea of Shelton and Brock kind of being a thing.
He didn't announce him as I think if he would announce him as my new Heyman guy type of thing, he should start a stable.
He should.
He really should.
Ronda Rousey, Brock, and
maybe
Shelton
Benjamin throw him in there. Why not? I think the man is great on the microphone. It'd be great for their careers as well because they're not really doing well. Shelton's not really doing shit, but I'll also put him in place with the women's champion and Brock Lesnar being the Universal champion. It will give him some credit. You know, you're with the top dogs. You know.
Yeah. Well, and I think Shelton trained Brock back in OVW. Mm-hmm. They were tag team champions in OVW. There's a history there.
Right.
And both of them were All-American wrestlers.
Exactly.
So I think there's so much history there that they could actually build something good with Shelton and Brock, but also, how much longer is Brock going to be around?
Yeah, that's the problem.
And as soon as Brock leaves, you might as well just forget about Shelton.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Again.
Yeah, back to Japan.
So, Seth Rollins defeated Shelton Benjamin. This was a no-duh.
Yeah.
I mean, Seth has to stay strong going into WrestleMania.
Has to.
So, anyway. Then we had Bobby Lashley defeat Finn Balor for the IC title after only 3 weeks.
I yelled at the TV and I said, "Tell me why."
Well,
that's what I said.
They're obviously trying to tell a story about Leo Rush and Bobby Lashley because Leo came in and rang the bell prematurely, which distracted Finn when Finn was going for the coup de grace, and it ended up getting Bobby the title back. Who cares? I do not care about Bobby Lashley.
Neither do I. And great athlete, but he does nothing for me on the mic, or he's not a character that I can really invest in. Honestly, I'd much rather have Leo Rush, and that's not saying much. Much rather have Finn Balor, but maybe this is building up to maybe a Leo, because Leo Rush is young. They're probably trying to invest in him.
Maybe, but I don't want to see this match again at WrestleMania. So I'm hoping that this is the end. I'm hoping Finn is moving on to do something else.
I'd rather see Leo Rush kind of screw over and beat Bobby Lashley, and then Leo Rush versus Balor at WrestleMania. I'd rather see that. I'd let them two go. Just have at it, you know?
There has been some rumors that maybe Finn Balor, the Demon, versus Undertaker at WrestleMania. If it's Undertaker's actual last match...
Do you think the Undertaker's going to charge him $125,000?
Probably. He probably gets paid way better than that to do a match at WrestleMania. But if that's the case... I mean, I don't want to see it because I don't want to see Undertaker wrestle anymore.
No, I can do it.
But if it's kind of like a passing of the mystical powers demon torch to Finn Balor, I'm okay with that. I thought they should have done that with Bray Wyatt a long time ago. I thought Bray Wyatt should have become the new Undertaker, so to speak.
Man. He was fit for it.
And if they want to do that with the Demon, that's fine. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, but
I do not want to see them bring out the Demon against Bobby Lashley for the
what a
IC
waste.
title, because if they didn't bring out the Demon versus Brock,
why would he?
would he bring the Demon out versus Bobby? So I don't want to see that either, but we'll see. The card's taking shape. The WrestleMania card's
It
taking
is
shape.
slowly but surely.
There's still a lot of like really weird.
There a lot of pieces of the puzzle that still have not been put in place.
Also, there's talk about there being 17 matches on the WrestleMania card, that it could be up to 9 to 12 hours.
Who's booking this? An independent promoter? Who's booking this? Local shows? Who's booking this? Hello? Anyone?
So Ronda Rousey came out, made fun of the fans. She's been doing her promos about how wrestling is fake.
That was actually okay. She dropped a curse word, which I don't know which one it really was, but she dropped a curse word. The whole thing was okay. I was okay with it because she kept her angry face on the whole time. She didn't smile.
She didn't smile?
What messed it all up for me was Dana Brooke coming out, because I get what Dana Brooke, what they were trying to do with her, but it was bad. How she said it just did not, no way. It was...
Dana Brooke's a waste of a roster spot.
Sign me
for
this.
one.
I'll do women's wrestling. I'll give a shit.
You'll do women's wrestling?
Yeah,
you'll shave all this off?
You damn right. And everything else.
Yeah.
Bring it. Waste of roster spots. Yeah.
They could have done this a long time ago and it would have been great.
Yeah.
I feel like this is just more of a convoluted storyline. I hate them using the word fake on TV so much.
They're using it
I'm like,
a lot.
what are you doing?
They're
Ronda's not going to
business.
be here forever.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to like repair all this damage that's been
They're
done.
investing in the wrong person right now.
They really are.
They really are. They should have, like, if you're going to give her, if you're going to make her part of the roster, let her have a run and let her do a Bill Goldberg style. Didn't talk much. He never really... I don't know when Goldberg talked.
See, I don't mind her saying, like, I'm the baddest bitch in the building and coming out and beating everybody and just saying nobody's as good as me.
Yeah.
I don't even really mind some of her calling it fake off-screen stuff. Like I don't mind the shoot stuff, but when it's on the program itself, you're basically like, all of this is meaningless.
Yeah. You just insulted your own sport because your own boss allowed you to say it.
Yeah.
Like, everyone knows if you say anything on that microphone, it's being allowed because they could easily just shut your shit off.
Oh, yeah, no. I love what Becky Lynch and Ronda have been doing outside of the WWE.
You know what I can't stand? Is Becky Lynch's accent is killing me. I can't really understand. Like, it's tough. She has a really, like...
It's a very strong accent.
Finn Balor's is a little less, but hers is... Oh, man, it's really tough.
You can tell she's fired up because that accent is really coming on thick.
It gets thicker and thicker. Yes,
so Dana Brooke came out to confront Ronda Rousey and just got her butt kicked.
Yeah.
Needless to say. As I saw in the preview, this is setting up for an actual title match. Dana Brooke versus Ronda Rousey on Raw tonight. Who cares? Who cares?
That's obviously bathroom break time. That's it.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Well, you may not even have enough time to go to the bathroom because it's probably going to be over in seconds.
This is just enough time to scratch your ass. That's it.
Yeah. If it even goes through, like Becky doesn't show up and attack and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Like, again, who cares?
Another one. Wasted time.
Aleister Black and Ricochet defeated Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. Then the Revival attacked after the match to say they're still the champions and they're the top. And
so why would you come out and whatever?
I'm glad Aleister Black and Ricochet are getting a lot of TV time.
They're getting a lot, yeah.
I wish they just debuted as singles. I mean, I feel like they had this perfect opportunity with Aleister Black to have great promos and segments leading up to his debut.
It's smart. I think it's the smart thing to do because they got too many guys and they know it. So, what better to do, because you're already screwing up the tag team division, than to just let them sit on hold in the tag team division until shit goes off, and then obviously they're going to feud.
But is this not doing more damage to the tag team division?
Oh, of course, but obviously they don't give a shit about the tag team division if The Miz and Shane McMahon were tag team champions.
At least that was on SmackDown. This is Raw, too. Yeah. Plus, they're not restricting them to one brand, which I find interesting. Now, I'm wondering if the long-term plan is to unify the tag titles again. Because they've got
That'd
the
be great.
women's tag team titles bouncing between shows.
Even NXT, I'll even do it with NXT. That'd be
I
great.
think they'll be at TakeOver,
Yeah.
defending against the Sky Pirates, personally.
That'd be awesome.
But they've got the women's tag team titles bouncing around. Why not unify the men's tag team titles and have the same deal?
It's gonna give it more.
There's already too many belts. Let's
way too many, man.
let's shrink it down a little bit. I have no problem with that because then you can you have a bigger array of tag teams to choose from. Whereas like Raw having its own tag team division does not have a lot of good teams on it. SmackDown
Correct.
having its tag team division does have a lot of good teams on it that are not used correctly.
Right. So we had George Stewart put not very much. I'm not sure what they were talking about. But then we have Nova says Becky speaks that Irish Irish thug.
Irish thug.
She really does. She really, and I'm watching too. So
Also, the Revival, I don't know how they're going to rebuild them after this. Like, if this isn't
There's no
more
coming back.
incentive
There's
to just
no
leave
coming back. Yeah,
and go to AEW, I don't know what is. Like,
I would just drop the titles.
they just got the titles, and then they get buried by this new team of single stars that
Twice,
just
right?
debuted. Yeah.
Oh man,
So,
Jesus.
next, Alexa Bliss is hosting WrestleMania.
Who cares? Hey, no one cares. No one cares who hosts WrestleMania unless it's The Rock or Stone Cold.
Or the New Day.
Or
I liked when they hosted.
The New Day was that was
They did a
kind of
good
cool. They
job.
did a good
They
job.
did a good job,
Yeah,
but-
you're right. You're right.
I'm glad that they're still finding use for Alexa Bliss.
I am because
She is
I
great.
like Alexa Bliss.
This
I like
is her best feature, is her ability to talk and her ability to be on her ability to be on camera.
Yeah.
Like, she has a great sense of character.
Oh,
Her
yeah.
wrestling, not very good.
No.
Pretty much anything else.
Did you
that
see
she
like
does
the way
in
she
ring.
talked to Finn Balor last time? Like she said, "You show me yours, I'll show you mine," or something like that.
Well, and she also hit on EC3 a few weeks ago. And yet her fiance is
I hate EC3
Cruiserweight
even more.
champion.
Yeah, well, you know, me and Buddy go way back. Buddy, we don't go way back.
No. So that's cool. It's a good use for her. I
It
hope
is.
she's not all over WrestleMania, that she's involved in anything.
Yeah.
Or like, if she intros it, that's fine. If she has a midway through segment, that's fine. But God, WrestleMania is going to be long enough. I don't need a lot of backstage Alexa Bliss nonsense
hell no.
on top of
That's
it.
the last
So,
thing I need. Unless she's
at least she's being used and she's earning that paycheck. So
yeah, buddy.
Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman.
Once upon a time, there was a can't even say it straight. Whatever. Okay, so I was reading some dirt sheets. Rumor has it Braun Strowman is going to be the next guy to join the Shield. That's what I'm reading.
Oh, that he's going to be a
around.
substitute
Gonna be a
Shield
substitute,
member.
I guess
after Dean leaves. I think
Yeah.
it's all just part of the work.
Yeah, which
They're
is
advertising ahead of time. Hey, Braun Strowman's going to join the Shield since Dean's leaving.
Well, because he's joining them on a
House
live.
shows,
Yeah.
It's Braun Strowman is now the big show. And
Braun
it's far too
Strowman
soon.
needs to quit while he's ahead.
He can't. I mean, quit what?
Just quit WWE. Fuck it. Go somewhere else. Go to Japan and try to rebuild, redesign. I don't know.
So, Braun Strowman is apparently going to be feuding with the hosts of Saturday Night Live Weekend Update for WrestleMania as a comedy thing, I guess.
Which is what he's been lately.
A car was delivered to him from Colin Jost from SNL. He destroyed the car. Apparently, this car is also featured in a playset with a Braun Strowman action figure that has already been out. So they basically took this opportunity
Ratted him out.
to feature a toy in a segment. Oh, Braun Strowman. Remember last year when he was the guy? When we thought he was supposed to be the guy and not Roman?
I thought
And-
Braun Strowman has such a bright future, man. Even though he is not like the most, not the most technical by any means, he just had the look. Even on the mic, he wasn't terrible. His voice, like, because there's nothing worse than seeing a big dude with like a soprano voice, you know, very high pitched. No, he's got a strong voice. Braun, just
He's got
doing
the
that.
size.
He's got everything
you
going
think he
for
was
him.
the total package that Vince likes, and they just keep making a mockery of him. Like an utter mockery of him.
I feel like they just
And
signed
how do
him
you
just to
rebuild
bury
that?
him.
How do you
don't.
fix that? You can't fix that.
No.
I just don't think it's possible. I think once Big Show popped that comedy bubble, I could never take him seriously again
Never
after
again.
that. And
There's
I feel
no
like
way.
that's going to be the same with Braun. I feel like Braun is now going to be a joke.
The only way to revive somebody like that is you have to build a huge heel. Huge. And I'm talking about like one that we haven't seen in a long time.
Yeah.
maybe like a Jinder Mahal. When Jinder Mahal was champion, he was getting a lot of heat.
Yeah.
Something like that, maybe, but damn, Braun.
So Tamina and Nia Jax came out. Natalya came out with Beth Phoenix. As we know, they assaulted Beth Phoenix at Fastlane. Beth Phoenix is clearly making a return for WrestleMania, if nothing else, to team Divas of Doom versus Tamina and Nia, at least, if not all those teams in a tag team.
I've never cared so less for women's wrestling until today. Sasha Banks and Bayley, they deserve better. Not taking anything away from Natalya. I was never a big fan of Beth Phoenix.
I'm glad to see her back, and I'm glad to see her doing it again. Because
she looks great, man. She's in shape.
She's great.
When she came out like that. But man, women's wrestling is different now. Okay, and that's coming from a guy who can tell you that I'm not a huge fan of women's wrestling, but it is evolving, man. And you're just bringing back women who are kind of gonna not downplay it, but they just can't meet that expectation.
Well, I don't mind them bringing back the women who paved the way to get there. Beth Phoenix definitely was a very important part of the women's revolution. I'm fine with her being back. It's the fact that they're holding on to people who shouldn't be there. I've said for a long time, Nia Jax is worthless.
Yes.
Tamina is worthless.
Yes.
Like, they are not worth the paper their contracts are written on. Like, there is no purpose to having them on the show anymore. I'd rather see, Beth Phoenix come back and actually get a decent run in this new revolution where she can work with people with talent. But they're just throwing them up against talentless.
And I think in my mind that the only reason that they even keep them around is because right now they're keeping, I think they keep Nia, is because she's really involved with the Total Divas, I guess, maybe. And she used to be like a plus-size model or some shit. But at the end of the day, no one cares.
No
one.
And this is also just clearly an attempt to shove as many people on the card again as possible. Like,
of course,
we see this in the indies a lot. Get as many faces on as possible because it's a bigger draw. No, it's not. It just makes a really long, obnoxious show. Like, it's not going to get a draw. It's not doing anything.
Not at all. We got Lee Canfield. Shout out to Lee, the referee. Women's wrestling is different on every single level. Main roster, WWE is whatever. NXT women's is top notch. Indie women's is damn good.
I agree with this.
It's true.
NXT women's being top notch.
That's true.
Indies depends.
Well, yeah, because indies, let's be real, indies wrestling, you gotta be careful because indies wrestling, you're talking about minimum 2-3 promotions per county. We're talking about the entire United States. So that's thousands and thousands of promotions. Not every promotion has top-notch women's wrestling or men's wrestling, to be exact.
No, I'll agree that I saw.
But
there's some great women's wrestling on Shine. Obviously, Shimmer. Obviously, Women of Wrestling and Glow and stuff like that.
Hell, the Blueprint, the women's triple threat match. I thought
that was
a hell
great.
Of a match,
that
man.
was fantastic. Yeah. But like, I saw the women's wrestling at Ring of Honor. I didn't care for it.
Yeah,
I didn't think it was very good.
Tessa Blanchard and Jordan Grace, was it?
That was great.
Oh man,
yeah. So it's just a matter of
hit or miss
sample sizes. So I wouldn't say it's great on the indies, but I would say there are definitely some better ones on the indies. So moving on, Batista demanded Triple H face him at WrestleMania. Who didn't see that coming?
Yo, I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. Have you seen that?
What?
My
God.
God.
Give me what I want.
What I really, really want? Oh my God, that was great. That was epic, man.
I really liked Triple H dropping the line, the Guardians of the Independence scene. I thought that was really clever and funny, but yeah, I mean, it's a perfectly fine build for this match.
Oh, of course.
And I'm glad that it's happening. Mm-hmm. Let's get to it already. I'm kind of like, can we just skip the next 3 weeks and be at WrestleMania now? Because like, I don't want to see the same segments happening over and over again. Like, now what? They're going to have a sit-down interview with Triple H and Batista, or they're going to have one of them do a promo 1 week, the other do a promo. I mean,
this is going to be a really, really slow match.
Yes.
Like, really, really, really. Have you
Could be very sloppy too.
Oh my God! Remember last time, Batista's last match? I think it might have been with the Well, who was it? What he wrestled?
No, Batista's last match was WrestleMania 30
Who he were?
with Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan. And Daniel Bryan won the titles.
Yeah, Batista.
But we're talking about two guys who are not active in-ring competitors coming back for one match.
And they're going to be on the high cards, too. They're not going to be like in their very
Well, it's
beginning
going to be a
of the
retirement
show.
match for Batista. He said that during the promo. Let's just get it over with. That's just what I'm saying. Let's just get it over with.
Do it tonight.
It's fine.
Do it tonight.
It's fine.
Who
It's a
cares?
dream match that he wanted to have. It's the way he wanted to go out. I think he's done enough for the company that he deserves that match. Fine. Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's get it done.
Okay, you can have it.
It's fine. It's not going to be a great
There's
match.
a charity case.
It's the same with all of these nostalgia, old men coming back matches. It's not going to be a good match. If anybody's looking for a really good match, it's not going to be it. But it's going to be a story match, and it's going to be
Emotional.
brutal and brawling and whatever. Fine. Speaking of old men, Kurt Angle defeat Apollo Crews in his last match in his hometown. He has announced that he is going to have a farewell match at WrestleMania. There's been speculations going around wildly about who his opponent's going to be. He's actually going to announce it on Raw tonight. But I can tell you who the best opponent is going to be: John Cena.
You think it'll be John Cena?
John Cena is going to be the perfect opponent for Kurt Angle's retirement.
You think he requested that?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Consider that John Cena's first opponent on WWE was Kurt Angle. It's a perfect story. It's a great way to wrap it up. You know, a lot of people could complain, well, why doesn't he put over a new guy? He just did on Raw. He just put Apollo Crews over in a great match, made him look like $1 million.
Yeah.
And, you know, he put over Drew McIntyre not that long ago. Like,
Kurt Angle's retirement's well overdue.
It's well overdue.
Yeah,
Again, I'm not expecting a great match, but it's going to be emotional.
Yeah.
And it's going to be deserved. You know, Kurt Angle deserves a great send-off. I think John Cena is the perfect person to send him off. So I'm calling it. I'm predicting it. John Cena is going to be announced as the opponent tonight for Kurt Angle at WrestleMania.
I would like to beg a little different, just because I would like to see somebody else. I would like to see him bring somebody out of retirement, not like a Ric Flair or anything like that.
No,
I want
retired,
surprise.
done. I don't want to see old versus old again. We have that already.
So give him. Well, yeah. So Kurt deserves it more than fucking than Batista. Batista can wait. He's still young. Kurt Angle.
Batista's
better.
50.
Is he 50 years old?
Yes.
Oh God, I wish I looked like that right now.
Right?
Jesus.
A lot of different decisions in life would have made a difference. No, he's older than Triple H.
Well, that's a game changer. All right. You do it, Kurt Angle. You wrestle John Cena. You do whatever you want. That's crazy.
So Kurt Angle defeated Apollo Crews.
Yeah.
Announces he's going to have a retirement match at WrestleMania. Well, a farewell match. That's not necessarily a retirement.
It doesn't say retirement. It says farewell.
But it is a farewell match, so it'll be his last match in WWE. And then we had supposed to have a match between Roman Reigns and Baron Corbin in his first ever singles match back on TV. And he got beat down by the most annoying faction ever of Baron Corbin, Drew McIntyre, and Bobby Lashley. This led to Dean Ambrose demanding a match from Triple H for Drew McIntyre versus Dean Ambrose. No DQ. I'll tell you what, they're making Drew look strong.
Yeah, but
if Dean Ambrose is leaving, he couldn't have a better way out because he has been losing
like a mother.
Constantly.
Man, it hurts. Drew McIntyre has been on a roller coaster. I feel like the whole faction is just holding him down. He needs to get out that faction.
He needed to be away from Dolph Ziggler when he came up to the main roster. He needed to be away from this. I don't know what it is that they don't believe in him to put him singles. He could just be on a path of destruction on his own, not doing promos because promos aren't his strong suit. Just being this intense, scary guy, what Braun Strowman should have been. And I think he'd have done fine, but they just keep throwing him into groups of people and making him lackeys to people like Baron Corbin.
Exactly.
Anyway, he looked great in this match. I mean, he put on a killer no DQ match. Dean Ambrose, if he's not saying goodbye, they're really making him look bad. Now, this is supposed to be a setup for Roman versus Drew at WrestleMania.
Right.
I'm wondering if this is going to be a Roman, Drew, Dean, Baron thing. they're going to turn this into a tag team match.
As my old friend would say, we're going to have ourselves a tag team match.
Player.
So,
I don't know. I don't care. I just don't care. This card, there's a lot of good matches on it, but there is a lot of filler.
The fluffaluffagus. That's it.
So that was Raw. Moving on to SmackDown. Shane McMahon explained his heinous attack on The Miz. This was actually a really good segment.
Yes, I was going to say the same thing. I hated the fact that they did that because I was like, I can't see The Miz as a good guy. But after watching this, I think Nova was saying he likes the whole corporate suited up with the whole thing of Shane McMahon. But I was like, no, that's stupid. But I think they did it.
But they actually explained some good Shane McMahon motivation.
Yes.
Saying, I'm sick of people asking me for stuff.
Yep.
I'm sick of putting people over. I'm sick. Like, they actually brought out a legit reason for a heel turn from Shane. And I actually appreciated it.
Yeah.
I don't care about them having a match at WrestleMania.
No, neither do I.
But it was a good way to do it.
Yes, exactly.
And you know what? I think Miz is on a better face run now than he did before.
But yeah, I agree. I agree.
Plus, he's going to go heel eventually anyway.
Don't matter.
That's an obvious.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Also, this gives some time for Miz to take off after WrestleMania because he's got a new baby coming.
Yeah.
So, but it's going to be cool. I mean, Shane's going to do some ridiculous high spots.
Yeah.
He'll probably have a pretty good match because Miz is
probably
a good
end
wrestler.
up in the hospital. You know?
Probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually like that as a segment. I really appreciated.
I was like, okay.
His motivation and his way of doing it.
I like the way he grabbed the announcer. He was like, "Say it with conviction." That's what he told me.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So the tag team division just had a crazy brawl. I don't know a better way to put it. I mean, we saw Ricochet and Aleister Black with the Hardy Boyz versus Rusev and Nakamura with the Bar, I believe. And then the New Day came in and cleared house.
Yes.
There's going to be some big tag team battle royal thing. I get a feeling like a multi-person match or
I'm okay
four
with
corners match. I'm not.
I'm okay with it because SmackDown's tag team division is a lot stronger, and I feel like although Shane and Miz did have the tag titles, I feel like anytime they have tag team matches, I actually enjoy it.
Well, and you know what? The Usos had a promo where they pretty much called out the tag team division, but it seemed like they more specifically called out the Hardys.
Right.
I would love to see the Usos versus the Hardys at WrestleMania.
Right.
2-on-2, that's it.
Right.
I'm dreading them turning this into a four corners match or a tag team battle royal or something like that. I think the Usos deserve it. This is their, basically their first time going into WrestleMania on the main card.
Yeah.
And they're 6-time tag team champions.
They've always done the pre-shows.
Yeah, so they're actually getting to be on the main card.
No one wants the pre-shows.
So give them a good match like the Hardys. Give them a good match.
Give them a TLC match.
Let the Hardys put them over.
Yeah,
and boost their profile because they deserve it. I think
Usos
the Usos
are awesome,
actually deserve it.
They are.
And they did a great promo too. If you haven't seen that, watch that. Then we saw Randy Orton call out AJ Styles. This was the best segment of the entire week.
Listen, man. Randy Orton,
when he wants to do something,
he'll do it right.
He'll do it right.
I was like, okay.
You never know what Randy Orton you're going to get when he shows up on TV.
Because it looks like he just hasn't given a shit for the past year.
Yeah.
He's just on a lazy river.
5 or 6 years.
Just in the lazy river, just sitting there in his little thing, the lifesaver thing, and just going around. Inner tube, just going around, didn't give a shit. But this seemed genuine and intense.
It was well written.
Yeah.
It was I don't know if they just gave him bullet points and he came up with this thing, or whoever wrote it for him wrote something that he clearly liked.
Yeah.
Because saying that the house that AJ Styles built, I built this house a long time ago while you were wrestling the Indies. And then AJ's response when he came out was just as good. If you haven't seen this promo, I'm saying this
it was good. The only thing I didn't like about the promo, because he pointed at the WrestleMania thing. Because it's so, I know, they probably told me
that's on a memo somewhere.
I know,
in the back.
but the way he pointed at it, just looks so silly because...
and you can't turn your back to the camera, so you gotta do this unnatural.
So you're just pointing at a fan, and the fan's like, "That's me. You're talking to me, AJ. I'm right here." So it was a little weird, but
this
hell of a promo.
This was the segment of the week.
Yes,
it definitely was.
Hands
There's
down.
nothing else you watched this week.
Theirs and Shane's was.
Yeah, if there's nothing else you watched this week, you can always rely on SmackDown to be a good show.
Yeah,
I think.
I agree, man.
I think SmackDown is the show to watch. NXT more than SmackDown.
Yeah.
But SmackDown, if you're trying to keep up on WrestleMania, SmackDown's the show to watch.
Correct. Yeah.
But this was definitely the segment of the week. I'm not going to break
it.
it down into every single point, but you got to go back and watch it. It was really, really good.
It was a good show.
And I'm excited for Randy Orton versus AJ Styles.
I
No
am.
titles.
I am.
No nonsense.
Just
I
a
think it's
straight-
actually going to be a good match.
Let's just have a wrestling match.
I want to see a Styles Clash reversed into an RKO. I don't know how they do it, but I think it'd be really cool to see. Something like that. Like, I think it's going to be a good wrestling match. It seems like Randy Orton's invested in doing this match.
He does, man. He does.
So I think it'll be a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Asuka defeats Sonya Deville. They're obviously having some sort of Sonya-Mandy
thing,
breakup
yeah.
kind of feud happening.
Which is unfortunate because...
What happened to Asuka? What happened to the SmackDown Women's
when
Championship?
you're getting overlooked by
two...
What are you... pre-show ladies? Like, you wouldn't even call them...
This should be a Charlotte Flair Asuka build.
It should. Hell, give me somebody else. Anybody else.
Charlotte Flair Asuka. That's the only else. I don't care. If it's going to be is it going to be a triple threat at WrestleMania?
And I love
another
Asuka
multi-person match at WrestleMania? Like, what is this?
We got to get everybody on the card so we can get a lot of people in there.
I just feel really bad for Asuka. She did all that
Yeah.
really hard work in NXT.
For
and
nothing.
The main roster has just shit all over her.
Yeah.
Then we had Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair trade insults. I don't care.
Oh.
Charlotte shouldn't even be in this match. They should be using Raw to have Ronda promos and SmackDown to have Becky promos.
Yeah.
And Charlotte should be building a separate feud against
Why
Asuka.
is Charlotte at Raw?
Because she's feuding for that title too. I mean, they took the two best SmackDown's women's competitors and have now made them Raw competitors effectively. It was such a good build. It was such a good build, and then they just...
And
I'm starting to question, is this going to be the main event? They've been pushing for it, and now it's becoming so bad.
Becky said that we're main event, and I caught this, like, I was watching it, and she said now that I'm in it, we're main eventing Raw. That's what she said. But then Roman said, my boy is main eventing, or not Raw, she said main eventing.
Well, but you got to remember, they have like 4 main events.
Which is bullshit.
On
There's still
WrestleMania.
only one main event.
So
Whoever the
I'm
last match
starting
is.
to wonder if this women's match will go on last, because they have really
Invested in it.
screwed with it too,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
They've screwed with it, like, depending on what the finish is going to be. Okay. A bunch of other stuff happened. Let's just run down it really quick, and then I'll go on my tangent.
Okay.
Rey Mysterio and R-Truth defeated Samoa Joe and Andrade. I'm glad Samoa Joe has the U.S. title.
Yeah.
He deserves the title on the main roster.
Yeah.
It's taken him 2 years to get one.
You think
so.
it's going in? Where do you think it's going to as far as WrestleMania? As far as
I don't care.
Man, I would like to see Andrade. Man,
I think it's going to be Samoa Joe. It's going to be a fatal 4-way again.
Yeah.
They've already had this match a dozen times, but why not have it again? I don't know. Or Samoa Joe Mysterio. I don't know. Daniel Bryan and Rowan defeat Kevin Owens and Mustafa Ali. I love Daniel Bryan. I love what they've done with Daniel Bryan. I feel bad for Kevin Owens.
Me too. I think
He had such a good build-up coming back. He's a face. They're doing all this good stuff. I mean, maybe it's Kevin Owens versus Samoa Joe. Or maybe it's Daniel Bryan versus Kevin Owens versus Kofi Kingston. I don't want to see another multi-man match, but Kevin Owens had such momentum coming in, and then they brought in this Vince McMahon replaces Kofi with Kevin, and he's like, I'm a face, kinda.
They brought 2 faces because Mustafa Ali as well. They brought him back.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure where this is going. They're leading us pretty well because we are confused.
The other good segment on the show was the New Day confronting Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon came out to give a promo explaining why he gave Kofi a match, but not the match. And the New Day came out, and they were on fire.
It looked like
serious New Day.
Yeah, it looked like it was a shoot, like on Vince McMahon. He was like, throughout all the years, I've never complained about the people you put in front of me and all that good stuff. And I was like, oh, this is coming from the heart.
It is. It was just a really good. Like I said, SmackDown was the show.
It was a good show to watch, yeah. Hell yeah.
Top to bottom. It was actually a really decent show. And this promo, Kofi's going into that WrestleMania
Kofi's
match.
becoming champion, man.
Well, here's the thing, though. You have to pick 2 things to happen out of 3. I'm going to list off
I
3
think I know
scenarios,
the
and you have to pick 2 of them.
Okay.
Becky beats Ronda,
Uh-huh.
Seth beats Brock, or Kofi beats Daniel Bryan. One of those isn't happening.
It's not
At
happening.
least one of them isn't happening.
I don't think Seth is going to beat Brock, man. I don't think he is.
Really?
I don't think he is. I think he's going to put on a hell of a show. He's going to get damn near close to it. I think it's going to be Roman Reigns.
You think they're going to do it again?
I think they're going to do it again.
Again?
I think so. I think so.
But Roman has said, I'm not interested in championships.
That's
I'm
why.
all
You don't
about
see how he's
spreading
going.
awareness."
He's being so nonchalant about it because he doesn't want to push himself
But
on that.
Seth deserves it.
He does, but listen.
Like Kofi, I love Kofi, and Kofi totally should have been a singles champion way back when he was feuding with Randy Orton.
Right.
When he first dropped the Jamaica gimmick and all that stuff and became serious Kofi, that's when he was on top.
Yeah.
But now, Seth deserves it. Like, he was the first to do that gauntlet match.
Oh, and it was a great match.
Like, he started that momentum then.
It leads me to believe that I truly want to
Oh, anyway, I forgot to... Let me finish this.
Yeah.
In the segment, Mr. McMahon, Vince McMahon, decided that Kofi could get the championship match if he won a gauntlet match.
Oh, against one guy or 2 guys?
Against 5 guys.
Oh, like the burger
He's
place.
got to beat... What?
Like the burger place, 5 guys.
He's got to beat Randy Orton. He's got to beat Sheamus, Cesaro, Samoa Joe, and a 5th guy I can't remember. But
Rowan, right?
Rowan, yes. He has to run the gauntlet
He's
to
gonna
get
do
a title.
it.
He's gonna
do it. Yeah.
He's gonna do it.
Like, there's no reason for him
He's
to
gonna do it.
Now, do you think he's gonna do it with the help of New Day and then New Day something?
No, I don't think. I think they have to keep it legit.
Yeah, keep it
I
clean,
think
boys.
he
Keep it
has
clean.
to. The only interference I don't mind is if he's facing Randy Orton at the end and he's already been beaten down and AJ Styles helps him. That's the one I don't mind because it continues the AJ Styles feud with Randy Orton, and it'll have been after he'd beaten 4 guys already.
Right.
That I don't mind. But
Okay.
if New Day comes in or if every match ends up getting interfered with, then it really hurts Kofi's legitimacy.
Yeah, you're right.
Not that I feel like Kofi needs to be legitimized, but it's each week. What have you done for me lately, basically?
Yeah.
And I think that I don't know if Kofi's winning.
I
man.
think they're doing a great job with this Kofi thing, man. Hats off to them. Hats off to them because it's really given like a lot of momentum for Kofi, man. Like, I've never seen Kofi this over. Never. Ever. Not even when he first came out. Like, this is... Even when he hit... When they were battling, when the guys came out, and the New Day was there with them, and he went for that Trouble in Paradise kick, it was a pop like a mother. And I was like, oh, shit, okay.
Yeah.
He's over. People like him. What are you going to do?
But I'm telling you, at least one of those 3 things
Are
isn't
not
happening.
happening.
Either
What do you
Becky,
think? What do you think?
I think Kofi's not winning.
Okay.
Not to say he might not get a chance at Backlash or Payback or whatever.
To come back. Yeah.
But
the other back.
I don't think they're gonna have 3 happy endings on the pay-per-view.
I agree.
I don't see it
Unfortunately,
happening.
one of those don't happen.
One of those has to not happen, and I think that Seth is gonna beat Brock because Brock is halfway out the door anyway.
Right.
Ronda's gonna beat, or Becky's gonna beat Ronda because Ronda's leaving, and I think that Kofi is not going to beat Daniel because Daniel's been doing Brian. I should
Very
say,
well, yeah,
has been doing so good.
He has.
So, anyway, preview for tonight's Raw. Brock Lesnar returns before WrestleMania, probably to give Paul Heyman another promo.
Yeah, because he's not going to talk.
I mean, there's, I don't know, maybe they'll have a pull apart between Seth and Brock, although Seth is also facing Drew McIntyre for Retribution. Who cares? Kurt Angle's going to announce his WrestleMania opponent. It's got to be John Cena. I don't know who else it could be. I mean, unless it's a shocking twist that Jason Jordan is better, that he got healed from his neck issues, but I don't think he has. He's pretty much retired.
Yeah, I would think. I would be more like onto the lines where maybe like it's Shelton Benjamin, who he actually was part of like the World's Greatest Tag Team faction, you know.
But I think it's going to be John Cena. I think it's too
I
much
wouldn't
of a
be
marquee
surprised.
match.
Yeah.
Dana Brooks fighting Ronda Rousey. Expect that to be quick. Finn Balor and a mystery opponent versus Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush. Who do you think his mystery opponent is, or mystery tag team
Finn Balor and
partner?
Lio Rush. So
Finn Balor and a mystery tag team partner versus Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush. Who is Finn Balor's mystery tag team partner going to be?
Mystery tag team partner is going to be, I think it's going to be Mustafa Ali.
But Mustafa Ali's on SmackDown.
It's not going to be Mustafa Ali. I don't know. There's nobody I can think of, man. We talked about this before we started recording, and off the top of my dome, like only because in my mind I was trying to put in together. Okay, Lashley's part of the Corbin and the McIntyre, so McIntyre, these guys been doing with the Shield, so maybe somebody from the Shield, maybe Roman Reigns. I don't know. I was trying to like play around with it. I could see it
being Roman.
Yeah.
I could see it being Roman or Dean.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Check the social media lounge.
He says Braun.
Braun. That's true. Braun and Finn have had a history.
Yeah.
I guess. Again, does this turn this into a comedy match, though?
No.
And what does it have to do with the whole SNL thing?
That's true. That might not. It might not work
unless it's to give Braun something to do.
Yeah, just
this
like a break.
week.
I don't think it would be Braun. I don't think it would be because, like you said, it's not. It's just going to take momentum off of what they're building for him for Mania. Any thoughts? No one? You got? I mentioned maybe one of the Gallows or Anderson, but I don't know.
think so.
This is literally going to be a mystery opponent.
Yeah, I'm excited to find out.
Yeah, I'm excited
to find out, but it could be a huge disappointment as well. Like, I don't know, they bring Hornswoggle back to fight Lio Rush because they're both small. Is Beth Phoenix returning to the ring? Yes.
Of course.
There's no...
Why would...
They put it in the preview.
Is that what they put that in their own previews?
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Yes, she's returning to the ring. We'll probably see her... I don't know.
She's getting her hands dirty today?
Maybe they're gonna say their WrestleMania match. Maybe they're gonna declare the Beth Phoenix, Natalya, Nia Jax, Tamina wrestling match.
Is she gonna come out like this?
They're gonna say
she used to do the thing.
The multi tag team women's championship match. I don't know, but yes, she's coming back. And then finally in the Raw preview, we saw No Holds Barred.
The movie?
They're gonna do something. No.
Oh.
They're going to do something to promote the Triple H Batista match. I don't know what else there is to promote at this point.
Wait a minute. Isn't it Triple H and Batista at WrestleMania?
Yeah.
So what else is there to promote?
I don't know.
They've told you what the match
type. They've told you what the match type is. They've told you who's in it. Triple H and Batista have agreed.
Everything's said.
But they have 3 weeks left to kill. So.
Oh, because next week or the week after they might have to do contract signing. Oh.
They have like a dozen contract signings to do.
Why do they do contract signings when in the back they're running so many matches, and those matches they don't have contract signings?
Plot points, plot devices.
Get back to me, Vince. Let me know.
Yeah,
I want to know how that works. So when we're on a show, we know how this is all operated. You know?
Yeah.
Because if not, shit is all useless. Sign the contract, big boy.
That has been the Turnpike to WrestleMania. It was kind of a mess, but SmackDown was amazing.
Raw was a mess.
Raw was a mess. Raw has been a mess. But we're going to keep you up to date. We're still keeping up on all this stuff so that you don't have to. And as always, this Turnpike is...
toll free, baby.
Toll free.